often, yes, it arises due to personality differences. This type of conflict is emotional. It's not work-related. So the key underpinning of the relationship conflict is that it's emotional. It's emotional and not work-related. So when there is emotional conflict, obviously there will be consequences or there will be effects of emotional conflict. We are saying that relation. Any questions? Akosia, any questions? Are we on the same page, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I continue. We are saying that there are two main types of intra-group conflict. They are the relationship conflict and the task conflict. The relationship conflict actually happens when group members clash at a personal level. It often arises due to personality differences, right? And then we are saying that it's basically emotional. This type of conflict is emotional and not work related. So once it's emotional, then that there will be some repercussions or effects. So we are saying that relationship conflict often leads to negative emotions such as anxiety, mistrust, frustration, and then tension. For example, we are saying that two staff in the same office dislike each other's attitude. Even simple discussion turn into arguments affecting team harmony. This one plays out in the corporate world. When you are in an office with someone and then you just don't like the person, sometimes there could be something which is trivial that you might neglect. But due to your perceived notion that you don't like the person, even if the thing is trivial, it might end up triggering you. And then if it triggers you, obviously there is going to be what? Conflict. So that is related to the relationship conflict. Now we move to the tax conflict. We move to the tax conflict. They are saying that tax conflict occurs when group members disagree about the work itself, not about personal issues. So if you are following clearly, you can see that the relationship conflict is on a personal level, and then its main attribute is that it's emotional. However, with a tax conflict, we are focusing on the disagreement about the work itself. So we are saying that with tax conflict, it actually involves disagreement over work goals, tax contents, distribution of resources, procedures, and what and guidelines. For example, let's say you are two employees who report to one supervisor. When a tax is assigned, right? How the tax is going to be carried out, right? Let's say that the tax was assigned to both of you, right? But how the tax is going to be assigned, there is a propensity that everyone would want to address the tax from his or her own what perspective. With this one, then there could be what conflict, which we term as what tax conflict, because now the focus is on the job or the work that you are about to what perform. With tax conflict, we are saying that yes, it includes difference in ideas, just as I gave in the example. Difference in viewpoint. Someone will say that okay, let's slice the bread before we apply the butter. Someone will also say let's apply the butter before we slice the bread. At the end of the day, we are going to get a bread with butter. But the issue is how are we going to get it? From the example, we can see that everyone is going in a divergent view, but at the end of the day, we are going to achieve a common objective. So with a tax conflict, we are saying that it also has its repercussions, both negative and then what? Positive. So now let's focus on the positive effect of tax conflict. When tax conflict is well managed, it encourages debate and critical thinking. Back to the bread and butter example. So we are saying that it actually encourages what debate and then critical thinking. It also improves decision making because there will be different ideologies on board. Once we are debating, once we are brainstorming, all in the name of tax conflict, at the end of the day, there is a tendency that we are going to actually achieve a consensus, which is likely to improve decision making because, as the saying goes, two better heads, two heads are better than one, right? So I put it this way: two reasonable heads are better than one. Not all two heads are better than one. So two reasonable heads are deliberating on how a tax should be performed. There is, Mina, you are laughing. I can see, I can see that it has a tendency. It's going to actually result in an improved decision making, and then also tax conflict actually generate better ideas and innovation. This one, it happens when we have, let's say, large number of people. Yes, Gifty, I see your comment. Sometimes one normal head is better. Yes, that is what I was saying. Okay, so we are saying that positive effect of tax conflict, we are saying that it can actually generate better ideas and innovation. Let's say we are in a group of 5, right? And we are supposed to actually discharge the responsibility assigned by our supervisor. Once again, everyone is going to contribute based on their experience and then their own what perspective, right? So with this deliberation or brainstorming, there is a likelihood that one idea might be new in the system, and then there is the likelihood that there will be one distinct point that is going to stand out that we are all going to actually what side with. That might be an innovation. That might also be what a better ideology. So in as much as it's conflict, we are saying that it has its positive side and then it also has its negative side. So now let's move to the negative effect of tax conflict. If poorly managed, tax conflict, uh, Doreen, you just type something. What did you say?
Sir, please, I didn't type anything.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's Gifty.
Sorry, please, it was me. I was asking if you are sharing screen because I can't see it from
Gifty,
home.
I can't hear you.
Sir, please, I was asking if you are sharing screen.
No, no, no. I'm not sharing the screen. This is very simple. So let's
Oh,
be following. If you have any questions, then you can ask. Okay?
okay, sir.
Gifty,
Yes,
are
sir.
we on the same page?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get to the section where you are teaching, even though
I
I have a
cannot
very.
hear you, Gifty.
I'm trying to get to the section where you are teaching at the moment.
You are trying to get the question.
The section, the unit.
Frame your question again. I'm lost.
Unit
That
3,
I'm trying
Section
to
1.
follow the section you are teaching now.
Unit 3, Section 1.
Unit 3, Section 1. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now let's go back to the job. Let's talk about the negative effect. The negative effect of tax conflict. The negative effect of tax conflict. One is that there could be poor teamwork. If tax conflict arises and then we are not able to manage it properly, uh, there may not be harmony among us, which is actually going to lead to what? Poor teamwork. There could be what? Job dissatisfaction. There could be job dissatisfaction. And then also it could actually increase stress and then anxiety. It's actually going to increase stress and anxiety. So we are saying that unlike relationship conflict, tax conflict is not always bad. The key word, tax conflict is not always bad. It depends on how it is managed. It depends on how it is managed. Please, are we on the same page? Gifty. Okay, Doreen, I see. So
Yes,
now
sir.
let's move to organizational conflict. Organizational conflict. We are focusing on inter-organize inter-organizational conflict. We are saying that inter-organizational conflict refers to conflicts that occurs between two or more different organizations. Two or more different organizations. So organizing organization A and then organization B. Once we identify that there is conflict, then we term it as an inter-organizational conflict. So what causes inter-organizational conflict? What causes inter-organizational conflict? We are saying that inter, Doreen, your hands are up again. Doreen,
Yes, sir.
your hands are up again.
Yeah, I thought you were asking a question,
We
but I
cannot hear
realized
you.
I thought you were asking a question, but I realized you were elaborating on the point, so I just put my hands down.
Okay, thank you very much, Doreen. So what causes inter-organizational conflict? We are saying that inter-organizational conflict arises due to competition between organizations. Due to competition between organizations. So maybe there is what a rivalry for what customers. You know that uh, an organization an organization without, let's say, a target market or what a customer focus, then I don't know what the organization is trying to achieve. Because even if it's goods you are producing or services that you are delivering, at the end of the day, you have a target about market, which we can term as what customers. So once there is competition between two organizations for customers, then we can say that it's actually a basis for what inter-organizational conflict. When there is what measures and acquisition, when there is also differences in goals, it can actually lead to what inter-organizational conflict. So the key word is that competition usually intensifies inter-organizational conflict. So please keep the word competition usually intensifies organizational conflict. So this is a clear example. We have two
Sir,
companies
sir, please,
competing for.
sir, please, you give us the definition again.
During Anna for Matilda, I can't hear you.
Sir, please, the definition again. You said it arises due to competition.
I, I I cannot hear you. I said the key word is competition. With the inter-organizational conflict, we are saying that competition usually intensifies inter-organizational conflict. So should you meet it anywhere, the key word is competition.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am giving an example. I am saying that two companies competing for the same government contract may clash over pricing and market control. So we are two companies. We are all trying to secure a government what contract. There is a tendency that we are going to have a clash over what our pricing. So I just spoke about inter-organizational conflict. So let me just take you back to organizational conflict. So we are saying that according to Ike, organizational conflict may involve interpersonal conflict, which is the conflict between what colleagues or what supervisors. And then also it could also involve intergroup conflict. That's the conflict between departments or sections within the organization, right? So we are saying that this shows that conflict can occur within organization as well as between organizations. So conflict is not going to occur only within organization. It has a tendency to occur between organizations as well. Now let's talk about the types of conflict in the organization. the types of conflict in the organization. So we have two types of, please up to this point, any question?
No, sir.
Doreen, Gifty, Enam, Anafu, Raymond.
No, sir. Please, everything is clear.
Everything
Raymond,
is
come
clear,
again.
sir. Everything is clear, sir.
Yeah, I was saying that
Okay,
everything is
Gifty.
clear.
Okay, thank you. So with the types of conflicts in the organization, we have two types. We have the vertical conflict and the horizontal conflict. As the name suggests, vertical, a downward sloping line, right? And then horizontal, a flat line. So this one, even if you see it anywhere and you don't know, you can just actually maneuver your ways around it. So let's focus on the vertical conflict for now. We are saying that vertical conflict occurs between people at different levels of the organizational hierarchy. This is an example. So a conflict between supervisors and subordinates. You know that when we check the organizational hierarchy, the supervisors are actually on top and the subordinates are beneath, right? So once there is a conflict between the supervisor and the subordinate, then we can term it as what? A vertical conflict. That's a downward sloping line, right? And then it can also occur between managers and operational staff. Managers and operational staff. It can also occur between administration and field workers. This one is very prevalent in the construction and then agricultural sector. Vertical conflict can occur between administration and then what? Field workers. Now, with the characteristics of our vertical conflict, we have differences in status and power are high. So when you are in an organization, and let's say you are a housekeeper, let's use the hospitality industry for example. Let's say you are a housekeeper, right? So once you're a housekeeper, then automatically it should mean that we have a housekeeping manager, right? So when there is a conflict between you, the normal housekeeper, and your manager, it can be termed as what? A vertical conflict. And then we know that the power and the status of the manager is actually higher than you, the what? The normal housekeeper in the hotel, for instance. Please, is that okay, Raymond? Gifty, Doreen, Anafo.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So we are
sir.
okay.
Yes, please, it's okay.
Okay. So should you meet it, just have it in mind. Like it's a downward sloping line. Your boss and yourself, or your supervisor and the subordinate. You don't have the same status, and then you don't have the same level of power in the organization. We are saying that because power and status are unequal, vertical conflict can be more intense. You know, we live in a dispensation that when your manager speaks, sometimes because of job security purposes, even if your manager is wrong, you tend to keep quiet and focus on your job. Because once you try to actually be yourself, make your point, there is a tendency that the next thing you can hear is HR wants to see you. And if HR wants to see you, then we know where it is going to. Doreen, I think you have an experience with what I am saying. You are laughing. So now let's go to horizontal. So horizontal, this one in the normal term, we say that it's body. You have the same authority. So we are saying that horizontal conflict occurs between individuals or groups at the same organizational level. Housekeeper to housekeeper, we are all housekeeping. What do you want to show me? We are all managers. We have the same power. What do you want to show me? This is very common in Ghanaian industries. So an example is managers in the same organization. You're a housekeeping manager, I am a finance manager. Someone is a food and beverage manager and you want to override the person. No, it's not going to happen. So this is a clear example. Or colleagues in the same department, we share the same office, we have the same rank, to the extent that sometimes we even take the same pay. And then you want to show me levels. No, it's not going to happen. The ordinary Ghanaian is not going to actually allow it, right? And then team leaders with equal authority. Team leaders with equal authority. You know, there are some leaders that when you actually go in a group, let's say we form a group to perform a task. We are 7 people, and then we have two team leaders. There is a tendency that there's going to be one that is very bossy. He is going to be very, very, very bossy. Like he wants to everyone to know that yes, I am the leader of the group. However, unbeknown to us, the 2 leaders might be having the same authority and then what, the same what power. So when one, the bossy one, wants to actually move the non-bossy one around like a child, you know what is actually going to happen. Doreen, today the way you are laughing, it looks like everything that I am explaining has happened in your office. Gifty too. Gifty, do you have experience with what I am saying? Doreen,
Say,
do you have experience with what I am saying?
not really, but I've heard people had experiences about what you're saying. That's why. But me personally, I've not
Yeah.
had any experience.
Okay. Gifty
Yeah, I have
just
friends who
wrote,
have had such experiences.
yes, Gifty just wrote misunderstanding. And then that is true. That that is very true. Because once you are bossy, you tend to be trying to move the other one around, and it's not going to work. So normally what I advise is that when you find yourself in such a group, just voice out, because you and the team leader, you have the same authority. Tell the team leader that if we actually want to give an instruction, there should be at least unity of command, right? Not that you say that, oh, Jennifer, go and put the balls here, and then leader 2 will come and say, Jennifer, take the balls from here. You leave the employee to be confused. He doesn't know whose decision to respect. So as time goes on and then we climb the ladder to higher positions, we should actually take key note of some of these things. So let's see the characteristics of the horizontal conflict. The characteristics of the horizontal conflict. We are saying that power and status are relatively equal. That is what I actually said. And then the conflict usually arises from differences in what? Opinion, and then role overlap and role overlap. Let's go back to the organizational setting. Let's say let's say you are let me find a department that works hand in hand. Back to the hospitality industry. You are a food and beverages manager, right? And then you know that with food and beverages, sometimes if the hotels they usually have kitchen, the kitchen should be under food and beverages, right? But with some hotels, there is separation. There is separation. So the kitchen have their leader, and then the food and beverages also have what? Their leader. But they have the same power. So what happens if the food and beverage manager just box into the kitchen and start giving instructions whilst the kitchen manager is available? What do you expect the kitchen manager to do? It will look like the kitchen manager is not performing his duties or
Yes,
doesn't know
like he
what to
doesn't
do.
know his work. Yes.
Yes, he doesn't know his job. If I am the kitchen manager, trust me, I'll get angry. Once I get angry, I'll tell you, gentlemen, know your place. You know, when you say know your place, maybe he might also try to actually what? Say something. And then there is a tendency that there will be what? Conflict. But if it's, let's say, the kitchen manager versus the general manager, then we go back to vertical conflict. You will see the kitchen manager trying to withdraw actually himself. He is not actually going to engage the general manager. Because once it goes further, in Ghana, we have issues with job security. The next thing will be like, kitchen manager, HR wants to see you. Once HR wants to see you, my brother, there is an issue.
Yeah.
Please,
Warning.
are we on the same page? Doreen and Gifty. Are we on the same page? Okay. So now
Yes,
let's
Yes,
sir. We
sir.
highlight
are on the same page.
Yes, sir.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Raymond.
Mhm.
So let's highlight the key difference between the vertical and then the horizontal conflict. So we are saying that the vertical, it occurs between different levels. However, the horizontal, it occurs at the same level. Then with the vertical, there is high power differences. But with the horizontal, power differences are what? Are minimal. And then with the vertical, it's authority-based issues. Authority-based what? Issues. But with the horizontal, it's actually coordination-based. Back to the example of the kitchen and then the food and beverage manager. You know that the food and beverage, actually, we need the services of what? The kitchen. So we have another other forms aside the vertical. Rahel, you saying something?
Yes, sir. Please, can you go over again?
From the beginning.
No, no, no. Just the
The
characteristics,
differences.
the difference, the difference between the
Just the
two.
what?
Just the difference
Rahel,
between
please.
the two. My network is bad, we say.
Okay. I'll take it again.
Okay, sir.
So we are saying that with with the vertical, right? It occurs between different levels. Let's say general manager and then kitchen manager, right? And then with the horizontal, it actually occurs at the same level. Finance manager versus HR manager. No one is going to show anybody anything. Rahel.
Yes, I've gotten it, sir.
Okay. And then with the vertical, there is high power distance. When you are in a high power differences, when you are in an
Okay.
organization, the power of, let's say, a mere security guard, right, is not the same as the power of a general manager.
Yes, sir.
And then with the horizontal, the power differences are minimal. You are the human resource manager, someone is the finance manager, you are all line managers. No one is above anybody, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Conflict. The
Hello, sir. Please,
procedural.
are you there?
Rahel, Doreen,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Please. I didn't
are you
hear the
talking to
last
me?
point. Yes, please.
I can't hear you, Doreen.
Sir, please, I didn't hear the last point.
Procedural conflict. Procedural conflict. We are saying that procedural conflict occurs when people disagree about how the work should be done rather than what should be done. It's basically like the procedure, how we are supposed to carry out what the task, right? So once again, let's say we are in the same group, we are supposed to carry out an activity assigned by our supervisor. We have two leaders in the group. How we are going to actually perform the task might be an issue, especially if you have one bossy leader and then one non-bossy leader, right? Rahel and Doreen, is that okay?
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
Okay. So areas where procedural conflict normally occurs. Areas where procedural conflict normally occurs. They are saying that procedural conflict may involve disagreement about meeting date and time. Allocation of tasks to individuals. That is why I said once we are climbing the ladder, we should make sure that in as much as we have maybe two or three leaders with the same authority in the group, there should be something like a unity of command. Maybe you can deliberate in chambers and come up with a common task. Then you assign to the subordinate. Not that Rahel will tell Priscilla to actually go and put the bowls in the kitchen, and then Matilda will go and tell the same Priscilla that no, send the bowl to the food and beverage unit. And then Doreen will also go and tell the same Priscilla that no, go and put the bowl at the security checkpoint. No. You understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is basically procedural. It actually involves how the work should be done rather than what work should be done.
Hey, Esther,
Please, Up to
Esther,
this
please
point,
mute
if you have
yourself.
any questions, Esther, you can ask. Doreen, Rahel, Raymond, any questions for me?
Sir, no questions so far.
Okay, thank you very much. So we move to interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict. So, Doreen, can you tell me what interpersonal conflict is from your own perspective? Doreen.
Sir, please. Interpersonal conflicts, I believe, is the conflict between um two people, two individuals. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that is fine. That is fine. Okay, why is the lady laughing? Gifty, can you tell me your perspective on interpersonal conflict? Gifty, what ma?
Yes, sir. Please. I think interpersonal conflict. It's a kind of conflict that is between so much people. Like let's say maybe two or more people, depending on their attitude, their behavior, and all that.
Okay, that's
Yes.
fine. That is fine. Okay. So we are saying that interpersonal conflict focuses on conflict between two individuals in an organization. It emphasizes human interaction, and how people relate to one another at work. This type of conflict occurs in a dyadic relation, in a dyadic relationship. When we say dyadic relationship, it simply means that it involves two people. It actually involves two people. So keep the word dyadic. Dyadic. I don't know how you are going to pronounce it. Dyadic. Should you see it in your objectives? Which of the following forms of conflict
Sir, please spell it
actually
again.
occurs in a dyadic relationship? Then you can actually make us proud by choosing interpersonal conflict. Now let's talk about the causes of interpersonal conflict. The causes of interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict may arise due to individual differences, such as personality differences, our attitudes, our values, our perception, our belief, and what? Expectations. I think this is self-explanatory. You know, we have some people that are reserved. Let's focus on the personality differences. We have some people that are reserved. They don't like making noise, right? And then we have others that are super extrovert. The least chance they get, they make the office very noisy. So imagine you are sharing an office with such a person. You have two contrasting personalities. At any point in time, when the super extrovert person makes the room very noisy, it's actually going to annoy the reserved person. And if care is not taken, there might be what? Conflict. And then our values, it can be our personal values. Once there is a contrasting value prevalent within people in the organization, we tend to see things differently, and we tend to uphold different things on a different level. Once they clash, then there is going to be conflict, right? And then also let's focus on something like uh your perception. Your perception. So back to the bossy and the non-bossy leader. You are seven in a group, right? You call for a meeting, right? You call for a meeting, and then let's say Doreen is late. With these two leaders in question, we might have one that do not really care whether Doreen is late or Doreen is not late, because at the end of the day, anything that was actually discussed will be shared via email, so that Doreen can actually what? Go through. Likewise, other members who were present. There will also be one leader who will be like, no, in as much as we are going to share, we are all supposed to be responsible adults. Once we set a time that we are meeting at 5 o'clock, then there should be everyone should be present at what? At 5 o'clock. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it boils down to how we see things, how we actually what see things. Someone will be like, "Oh, this is no big deal," but there will be gifty who will say that, "Oh, this is actually a big deal. We should all follow procedures. There is no exception to the rule, right?" Please, if you're a leader, I'm advising you, please allow flexibility in your operation. Allow flexibility. Maybe you can just ask Gifty. You can just ask, "Oh, Gifty, why were you late?" Then maybe there might be something very concrete, but I know Gifty might be telling lies. So in as much as we are allowing flexibility, we should be cautious. If not, our subordinates might override us with unnecessary excuses. Esther, are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. I have two Esthers. Esther Kosia and
Yeah.
Esther Granting.
And it's Granting.
Yeah.
So now let's focus on the types of interpersonal conflict. The types of interpersonal conflict. We have the substantive, which is actually tax related, and then the emotional, which is relationship based. So we have two types of interpersonal conflict. One is tax based, and then the other is relationship based. So the tax based one is also known as the substantive one, and then the relationship based one is also known as the emotional. Now, let's focus on the substantive interpersonal conflict. So once it's tax based, then we can deduce that this occurs when two people disagree about work related issues. Let me give you an example. Let's say two managers strongly debate whether a job applicant should be hired. This is a substantive interpersonal conflict because the disagreement is about what? A work decision. So once there is interpersonal conflict and then you can actually find out that it is related to work, then we can say that it is a substantive interpersonal what? Conflict. Now, we talk about the emotional interpersonal conflict. The emotional interpersonal conflict. This occurs when conflict is based on personal feelings, emotions, or preferences rather than work issues. So, this is not difficult. Once you see work related, then we can say that it's substantive interpersonal. Anything other than work related, that being on the personal feeling level, emotional or preference level, then we can attribute it as what? An interpersonal, an emotional interpersonal conflict. This is a clear example. Two employees constantly argue over each other's choice of work attire. The attire, what is the attire going to do to the work? What is the attire going to do to the work? Yes, we might all be professional, but what is the attire actually doing to the work? How does the attire define the competencies of the person? My ordinary Daniel, how does the attire define the competency of the person? When you have the opportunity to go to these European countries, sometimes when you even enter the office, you might think these people are not serious. But when you go and check their performance, that is when you get to know that competencies is not defined by our dressing. But once again, we are in Africa where swimming is considered as a luxury. So let's focus and then dress. Yes, especially the UK. Thank you, Gifty. Thank you, Gifty. So once we are actually climbing the ladder to become the managers, maybe we can begin to change certain things. And yet, if you are see with pampe, uh, sometimes you can allow flexibility. Sometimes the weather is too hot, and then you see these people at Panishi. Upon a tie, pampe, now suit if you fit, oh, no, 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 no. Maybe he's to the bank, but maybe he could have put on, let's say, a Liverpool jersey or something. The Liverpool jersey is not going to downgrade his tailoring ability or his ability to actually gain customers for the bank. No. Right? So once we are going up, let's be championing some of these things. Are we on the same level, please? I want to hear your voices. Rahel, Gifty,
Yes,
Doreen.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Georgia.
Someone will be sweating
Yes,
Yeah, I
more
sir.
can
than
see
the part
Sam
of the coat.
Godwin, Georgina. Nice, nice. So let's
Yes, sir.
go interpersonal causes of organizational conflict, right? So there, so now we are saying that there could be organizational conflict emanating from what interpersonal factors, right? So some of this could be communication problems. Evans, you have a question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I don't know whether I'm having interpersonal or intrapersonal because I'm not seeing the point you are raising in the model.
You are not seeing what
The points you are raising, I don't see them in the model. Is it different from what we have?
you are actually looking through your book. So this is a lecture. I am guiding you
Uh,
through it. I am guiding you through
so
it.
you are
So
adding
once
more to it.
exactly. So once you are done and then
Oh,
maybe you make small notes or something for what I am saying, you can actually add it to whatever is in the book. If I am supposed to actually read the book and explain, then I don't think there is any reason for the lecture.
okay, sir.
You
Thank you.
understand me?
Yes, please. I was
Yes,
Yes.
just
sir.
confused because I was not seeing the point.
Oh,
I was
don't
confused
be
whether we are
confused.
still using the model or you have your own.
Don't be confused. So just pay attention. This is a simplified version of whatever you are having. So once you start
Okay,
reading your book actually and you compare it to the notes you are making from what I am saying, you actually
okay,
get it. If not for that, we would have said that okay, you all have the books, so you should all learn and come and write. No,
okay. Thank you.
right? You
Yes,
are
please.
welcome. So now let's go. We have interpersonal causes of organizational conflict, right? So the main one, it's communication problems, communication problems. And then with the say, please, I'm having network issues. Chris, you are having network issues. Please adjust yourself, right? Maybe change your location. So back to the interpersonal causes of organizational conflict. We are saying that one could be communication problems. So now with the communication problems, there are two sides to it. There are two sides to it. We are saying that the first side to this communication problems is the lack of communication. So we are saying that conflict can arise when two parties do not have the opportunity to communicate, right? If we don't have the opportunity to communicate, there is a tendency that there is actually going to be what? Conflict, because you don't know what you expect from the other, and the other also don't know what to expect from you, right? And then when one party acts without consulting the other, back to the bossy and then the non-bossy leader. We are two leaders. We have people under us. You just wake up one day and then we go for a meeting and be like, okay, a decision has been made. Now onwards, when you come to the meeting and you are late, you have to pay 50 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, your co-leader was even late for the day. You didn't communicate anything. You didn't make any consultation. You just came up with your own regulation. No, right? Sam, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And then also make decisions based on assumption. This one is actually one of the things I actually dislike. If we are working together, don't assume for me. Don't assume. Don't be like you're a soothsayer. You see the future. No. If there is anything, you have to communicate, right? Oh, okay. We want to do this. What is your input? Do you think this is right? The fact that maybe last week I told you, okay, step A is right for input A. It doesn't mean that next week step A will be right for input B, right? Maybe you might not see how risky it is. Let me bring it to financial terms. Let's say you trade at Agbogboloshi. You have your customer at, let's say, Cantamanto, right? you take the goods from Cantamanto, then you send the money to the person's Momo, let's say 50,000 Ghana cedis. Today, you'll be like, oh, okay, I have received it very happily. Next week, you go there and be like, oh, okay, give me goods on credit. Tuesday, I'm going to send you your money. Then all of a sudden, Tuesday, you don't call, you don't do anything that, oh, should I send it to the same person? Is actually going. And then MTN takes the money. What is going to happen? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Guys, can you hear me? I'm asking a question. What is going to happen between you and your customer?
Please, the question again.
Hey, I talked for long. Okay, let me just simplify it. You have a trading business with someone at Agboguloshi. You are at Cantamanto, right? The first day you bought something from her, you paid via Momo, 50,000 Ghana cedis. The next 2 weeks you went there, you took items on credit. You promised to pay on the following Tuesday. I think the best practice will be that on Tuesday, if you're about to make the transaction, you call customer. I want to make the transaction. Please, should I send it to the same Momo number? Then the person will be like, okay, send it to the same place, right? If you don't call and then you assume that the person is still actually using the Momo line and you send the money, and unbeknownst to you, the person calls and be like, but you're not made the MTN for work out, yeah, Tiscano. What will you do? Esther, you are laughing. What will you do? 50,000 Ghana cedis. There is going to be serious issue. So that is what I am saying, that back to the office. If you are in a team with someone, let's say you are two leaders, right, in the team. The fact that last week, maybe I told you that, oh, choice A is good for input B because it is going to help us achieve organizational objectives. And then we did it and it worked. It doesn't mean that next week when I am not there and you are making a decision for point B, it doesn't mean that next week when you are making a decision for point B and I am not there, you'll be like, oh, last week senior one said, oh, point A was good, so let me infer and then use point A. No, you don't do that. You don't assume for me. Call me and ask me, okay, we are making another decision. Do you think we should actually use the same points we used the other time? Maybe I might have different views, which might actually help. So someone typed in the chat box that communication is actually key. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Are we on the same page, Robert Evans?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I said that
sir,
the
please. My
communication
name is
problem.
Gifty and not Evans.
Your name is
Gifty, not Evans.
Gifty. Okay, I am seeing Evans Accord. That is why I keep saying Evans.
I'm just using his email. That's all.
Okay. So
Thank
now
you.
I told you that the communication has two sides. We've spoken about the lack of communication. Now there could be communication, but let's talk about poor manner of communication. We are saying that conflicts may arise from how messages are delivered and not just what is said, right? So some could be using a rude tone or a disrespectful tone or a harsh language, right? Some people say that it is not what you said, it is how you said it. So in as much as communication is key, how we communicate could also be an underlying basis for inter-organizational conflict or for organizational conflict. Do you understand what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir, we understand.
Okay, thank you very much. So don't just go to the office and be like, oh, payroll administrator. So don't you know that you have to check the clock in before you deduct? Yes, we know that we have deducted your money as HR people, but you can just come and be like, oh, payroll administrator, please, when I received my salary, I realized that there has been a deduction of 50 cedis. Can you please explain why I lost 50 cedis? Then in a reasonable way, the payroll administrator can tell you, okay, when I check the clock in at the end of the month, you average lateness of 0.5. When I input 0.5 into the payroll system, it results in a deduction of 50 Ghana cedis. That one, your temper will be down, right? But when you go and just like, payroll administrator, don't you have sense that you don't deduct my money? I work extra time, I do this, I do this, I do this. No, no. Right? So it's not the communication, it's the manner of the communication. Such communication can actually trigger negative emotional reaction leading to conflict. Doreen, assuming you are the payroll manager and then Gifty approaches you this way, what are you going to do? Doreen, Gifty.
Sir, please, can you come again?
Yes, come again.
Sir, please, the question again.
Okay. I said it's not always about the communication, but the manner of communication. So assuming you are a payroll administrator and then you deducted Gifty salary 50 cedis, and Gifty comes to you and be like, Doreen, why have you deducted my 50 Ghana cedis? Don't you know I work hard for this company? When did you come? You were just employed last month and you are deducting my money. Is that how we do it? What will be your response?
So I'll fight her back.
Exactly. But when Gifty comes and be like, oh, Sister Doreen, please, when the salary hits my account, I realized that I lost 50 Ghana cedis. Please, I don't understand. Please, if you have time, can you please explain it to me? What will be your reaction?
So with this one, I'm going to explain the reason why I made a deduction.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So when we become leaders of companies or whatever, we should know how to communicate. Clement, you have a question.
Yes,
Clement, you
sir.
have a question.
With the experiment you just did, is it always right that maybe when someone approach you in such manner, asking you
Clement,
question
I
in an
cannot
answer?
hear you well. Can you, Clement, please, I cannot hear you well. Can you type your question in the chat box? Maybe that will help.
Can you hear me, please?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm asking, is it always right that we fight back or respond to questions when someone comes to ask it in an angry tone, like you said, and then she's replied that she's going to fight back? Is it always advised that as a leader, you always fight back?
No. If I heard your question correctly, you are saying that is it always advisable as a leader to fight back when someone actually does not communicate well with you? Is that what you are saying?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we have different types of leaders, right? For me, I
Okay.
will not fight back and I will not advise for you to fight back. But I am actually going to
Exactly.
put you, I'm coming. I am actually going to put you in your place so that you get to know that what you did is wrong. So assuming I am the payroll manager, and then you come and then you behave awkwardly like this. First thing, I'll make you uncomfortable. I'll gaze to your eyes. I'll look into your eyes for maybe 4 seconds. And then if you are reasonable, you get to know that what you did was wrong. If you don't apologize, then I'll open up and be like, in as much as we are all serving to achieve a common objective, you should try and be respectful, right? You should
Yeah.
try and be respectful. You are not the only person whose money was actually deducted, but all your colleagues came in a very respectful way, and then I explained it to them. However, I am currently busy working on something. So if you can come back in 5 hours' time, that is when you get to know that when you go to somebody's office, you actually respect the person's office. You get it? I am not saying I'm not going to explain. In the first place, I have made you uncomfortable. I have taught you a lesson, and I have told you to come back in 5 hours. Now, why 8 hours? Come back in 5 hours time. That time, I happen. We have closed. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I'm getting it. So
Yes,
my
sir.
sister
Clement,
Doreen, don't always fight back, yeah?
no, don't always fight back. No, don't get angry. What I said, you might not know I'm angry. I have told you that, oh, I'll check it for you. But before checking, I have told you what you have done. I have made you aware you are disrespectful, you are upward in a very polite way, and I have told you to come back in 5 hours' time. since it's 50 Ghana cedis, so you come back 5 hours, I'll explain it to you. When you come and I tell you I'm busy, I'm working on something for 3 days, you'll be like, oh, 50 Ghana cedis is nothing. Next time when you are deducted 100 Ghana cedis, you come and be like, oh, payroll officer, good morning. Oh, please, oh, when I check my account, I realize that please 50 cedis or 100 cedis is gone. Please, this one there, please, can you help me understand it? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
Clement,
yes.
Yes, sir.
okay, Doreen, your hands are up.
Yes, sir. I just want to say something. I've had a
Doreen,
similar
I'm
experience
listening.
with this poor communication issue.
Sorry,
Hello, sir.
sorry, what did you say?
Hello.
Doreen,
Hello, sir.
Doreen,
Yes, hello, sir.
yeah, what did you say? Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you now.
I have a similar experience with the poor communication. I don't know if I can share it.
Oh, share it, share it.
Okay. So one of my salespersons, it was time for his break. They usually have an hour break, okay? And then he said he wanted to go to the washroom before going for break. But I told him no. Since it's time for his break, he should just do everything in the break before he comes back. And it was like, oh, super. This is not I want to go to the washroom, then come back so that I can go for my 1 hour break, or else the 1 hour break will be short for me. And jokingly, I said, Jama, oh, yeah, sign your name and then go for your break and go and do your washroom, whatever you want to do, and then come back within your break time. And knowing to me, this guy has taken it personal. The way I said Jamao
Oh,
Yalawon, he took it as an insult. I didn't know
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
offended. So he later came and approached me and was like, oh, super, what you said the last time I was offended. With what the way he came nicely, I apologized to him and said, oh, I also didn't mean it as an insult.
Yeah,
I was saying it as a joke. So you shouldn't
as
take
a
it
Jew.
personally. So with this one, I think if the person um in the wrong is able to identify their mistake, the conflict will not happen. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That is what I was saying. That when I you look into your eyes for 4 hours, and I try to tell you that your colleagues came here, but they came in a nice way. If you are reasonable as human being, you just like, oh, senior, please, I was sorry, I was sorry, I didn't mean what you actually what interpreting. Okay, so please, I am sorry. Then maybe the 5 hours can come back to 3 hours. I'll tell you to go and come back 3 hours, right? So, Doreen, thanks for sharing. Now, so let's move on. So that those were the communication problems that causes what organizational what conflict. Now, the second one is our individual differences. Our individual differences. Employees in an organization are not the same. They may differ in terms of beliefs, values, training, work experience, and perception. So when two or more individuals are working together towards the same goal, but think differently, value things differently, have different experiences, conflict is likely to what occur, especially when they disagree on how the goal should be achieved. I think this one resonates with Doreen's experience. Doreen, this individual differences resonates with your experience. Doreen, are you there? Yeah, I can see your
Yes,
thumbs
sir.
up. So you just said oh yeah or something. I know sales managers. They are jovial. So maybe Doreen was actually what joking. But if you meet someone with the same perception or the qualities as you are, the person might be like, oh boss, I would go. The boss is joking. You get it. But your employee has a contrasting what identity. So you see how your employee actually took it. I'm sure that the insult you took in his head or his or her head, it wasn't easy. Doreen,
Yes, sir.
yes. I know these are our employees. They will insult us. They will be like, nah, nah. or it'll be like, you
So
get it?
that one, yeah, is true.
Yes, and I'll pass
Probably
it
he
down
might
our
have
mama.
said a lot of things behind me before coming
Oh,
to
a lot, a lot,
voice his complaint.
a,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So next time you have an experience, you are not going to tell somebody that oh yeah. So Doreen,
Say,
next, next allow flexibility, okay, but you can actually take it from the
okay,
person's
say,
break, okay, maybe 15 minutes,
okay, say.
break, 15 minutes or something. That is fine.
Thank you.
Now let's see the third one. Please, aside Doreen, if there is any contribution anybody wants to make or any question, please let me know. Because very soon we'll be closing. Today the lecture is not going to be long. Okay. Any questions? Clement, I liked your question. Gifty, Esther, the two Esthers. Any question? Dorothy.
No, sir.
Okay. So now,
Not yet, sir.
okay. So now the
Just
third point,
enjoying the lecture.
the third point, which is an interpersonal cause of organizational conflict, is threat to status. Threat to status. Threat to status. We are saying that status refers to a person's position, reputation, or respect within an organization. Because status is important to people, any action that damages or threatens someone's status can easily cause conflict. Can easily cause conflict. The affected person may react emotionally to defend or restore their what? Image. So I think this one links to good name is better than riches. I am sure the person who said that has already apologized, because in this modern Ghana, it looks like good name is not actually better than riches. They are on the same level. Esther, what do you think? Esther Cranton, what do you think? Is good name still better than riches?
Yes.
They are on the same level. Oh, look for money, and then you have good name. Okay, so let me give you an example to the threats to status. We are saying that a distribution officer, right? Gifty, the way you are laughing, I'll surely ask you another question. A distribution officer is falsely accused of embezzling company goods. These accusations damages the officer's reputation and may lead to what? Anger and conflict with the accuser. So this one is related to the procurement department. Let's say we are in we work in the hotel, right? And then so Hilda said we didn't hear the explanation to status. Okay, so we are saying that status in a nutshell, Hilda, if you can hear me, status in a nutshell, we are saying it's related to what? Reputation. When you are in a company and then someone actually does something to soil your reputation, in an attempt to defend yourself, there is a tendency that there will be conflict, because nobody wants his or her reputation to be soiled or to be what? Damaged. So I am giving an example. Let's say you work in a hotel. Let's say you work in a hotel, right? So you know that obviously there is going to be kitchen, right? So you are the procurement officer. So all the canned products and stuffs are with you, and then finance will be checking. Finance will be checking. So all of a sudden, the finance manager comes to report to you, to the procurement manager, that last Friday we had 16 things of tomatoes, but I realized that when the guy was going home, he took 4 in his bag. So today we are having only 12. Assuming, Hilda, you are the procurement guy, or you are the one they are accusing falsely, are you not going to get angry? Because the finance officer does not know that maybe before you signed out, kitchen actually requested for 4 tins of what? Tomatoes. And then you gave it to them, saying that, oh, Monday you are going to what? You are going to what? you are going to record it. You get it? You are going to get angry. Be like, oh, finance, if you don't know something, don't report me to my boss. Come to me. Okay, senior man, I realized that Friday we had tin tomato 16. Now it's 12. What is happening? Then I'll tell you, oh, okay, before I actually logged out, kitchen actually requested for 4. So I gave it to them. But I actually forgot to record it. This is it. This is the evidence. Then there'll be reconciliation. But we say, man, family, and go can't tell me, boss. Don't lackadaisically, I don't know the keyword to use. Don't pass my back. Direct translation. Don't pass my back and go and report me to my boss that 4 tins of tomatoes are lost. You want to tell me that I'm a thief or what? Do you understand? Doreen, sales, I know they are doing that to you. Linda, you are laughing. Okay, so my advice is that at any point in time, defend your reputation. At any point in time, defend your reputation. Once you know that whatever they are accusing you of is false, forget about the vertical communication channels and everything, or the vertical conflict. Defend your reputation. Your internet connection is unstable. Get help here. Hey, who is that? Whose internet connection is unstable? Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's go to the skills and ability differences. The skills and ability differences. Employees working in the same unit may have different levels of skills and abilities. So even when they are doing the same job, right? Even when we are doing the same job, we are certainly going to have different levels of skills and abilities. So the differences that we are talking about may emanate from long-serving employees. That is what the experience. You know, the more you work, the more you have the tendency of gaining experience. And then the new employees, how about fresh graduates, first class, they think they know it all. They will come with their theories, but they don't know what is actually going on over there. I'm not saying first class is bad. If you can get it, get it. But when you go to the workplace, don't go and be showcasing your first class over there. Humble yourself and learn from what the experienced people. So when such employees are required to work together, so look at the scenario I'm giving. We have an old G, 10 years experience, and we have a fresh UCC graduate, Doreen, fresh UCC graduate with first class honors. When you put these two people together to work, conflicts may arise because they approach the tax differently. So let's say it's still payroll. It's still payroll. Doreen will come and be like, okay, so when I was in school, my professor said that allowances are non-taxable. Allowances are non-taxable, right? And then the OG will be like, no, 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 no. The OG will be like, no, 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 no. In this company, the owner doesn't want to pay more, so allowances are taxable. Allowances are taxable. So we should add the allowance to the base so that we actually get what? The gross. Once we get the gross, then we apply the tax on it so that at the end of the day, the company can be making some sort of what? Saving. That is what the experienced person is actually saying because that is what they do in the company. Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Doreen? Yes. But the new employee
Yes,
will be
sir.
like, no, 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 no. This is against ICAG standards. No, we are not going to allow that. No, allowances should not be taxable. We should tax the base so that at the end of the day, the employees can actually what? Make enough money. And then they can actually work. The motivation will be there. Hey, Doreen, how about fresh? The director is about to sack you. Keep quiet and learn. You get it. Keep quiet and learn. So this will be what? A conflict related to ideology. Conflict related to what? Ideology. During your question, I see your hands up.
Hello, sir.
Doreen, I'm listening.
Yes, sir. Please, I have a question.
Doreen, we can hear you.
Okay. Please,
Okay,
with
ask your
regards to
question.
what you just said, that maybe Kofi is at the job for a long time before I came. Okay. Is it possible that when I came, they made me manager of a Kofi? So with that case, Kofi will have a conflict with me and will be a threat to status.
Yes, 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 yes. This is
Okay.
insightful. This will be insightful. So you realize that Kofi, they have it. I don't know if I should say the true word. I said Ochukichuku. You know, Kofi was in the
Yes.
company before you, so maybe Kofi might have some sort of some sort of friendly relationship with maybe the owner of the company. You get it?
Exactly.
So maybe so let's say an employee is doing well, you are the human resource director, right? And Kofi is just an HR administrator. So you in your own wisdom will be like, let's award this employee for the hard work, motivation. So
Exactly.
I'm going to actually give 5% increment. Kofi is the one handling the payroll. So you'll be like, Kofi, do you remember the lady from housekeeping, Dorothy? Okay, add 5% increment to Dorothy. Kofi will not say, oh, boss, why are we adding 5%? We don't do that. No. Kofi will go and tell the owner of the company that, you know, the lady you brought to come and be above me. Since you don't trust me, now he's adding 5% to everybody's salary. Oh, you'll be there. By the time
Exactly.
you realize the payroll money has shot like 50%, and then once the payroll money is approved by finance, we can't do anything about it. You are going to pay. You get it. So I had to say, oh, what was it? So this is what I
Hello,
Hello,
advise.
sir.
This is what I
sabotage.
Hello, sir.
snitching. Yes, someone says snitching, sabotage. So this is what I advise.
Hello,
I am
sir.
saying something,
Please,
Esther. I'll come to you. So this is what I advise. When you find yourself in, Esther, I can hear you. I am saying something. I'll give you the platform very soon. Can you hear me, Esther? Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes. So this is what I am advising. If you find yourself in such a situation, when you go to the company the first time, try and act as if you don't know a lot. You know, we have this participatory democratic leadership style. It actually helps in such situations. You just call the person and be like, oh, Kofi, you know, this lady is doing very well. Oh. Since I came to the company, I think so far she is the most hardworking and promising employee I have actually met over the years. Kofi, what do you suggest we do to this lady? Because I've heard rumors that she wants to leave, but I want to keep her. What do you want us to do? Kofi will be like, oh, boss, this one day, I think maybe we can reward. Though. Kofi, what reward? Should it be to payroll? Push Kofi to where you want the results to reflect. So, Kofi, should it be to payroll? Okay, okay, okay. Check her salary. Okay, boss, her salary is 1,002. Hey, Kofi, you know Ghana is hard. Oh, 1,002. This girl, you let's add 5% and see. What do you think? Okay, boss, this one is cool. Okay, then Kofi, work on it and send me the file in my email. Democratic participatory leadership style. How is he going to choke? Whether he likes it or not, he has contributed to that decision. Gifty, Doreen, Esther, how is such a person going to choke you or going to sabotage you?
never.
I want to hear your views. Never.
He will
Sometimes,
not.
you know, you just have to bring them on board. What you want them to do, you know, suggest to them. They will respect your authority and be like, okay, boss, then I think we should do it this way. Maybe even the person requests an amendment. Okay, then it should be, let's say, 35%, maybe 2.5. Hey, Kofi, 2.5, there is no good. You Kofi that you are standing there. If I give you 2.5, you will come and cry in this office. Like, oh, boss, it's true, it's true. Hey, then let's do it 5. You know, 5% is insignificant. It's just going to raise the salary by 70 cities. Kofi, you give your girlfriend more than 70 cities. Somebody is working the whole month and you're adding 70 cities. Kofi, do you have a problem with it? Who here will tell me that if the person is Kofi, you'll be like, oh boss, this is not good. This is not good. Esther, are you going to say this is not good?
No.
Maybe Doreen.
No.
No.
Doreen will say it's not good. Doreen is laughing. Okay, so Esther, now ask your question.
Sir, please, I
Esther
want to
Cranton, please
find
ask your
out.
question. I can see you.
Please, I want to know if Christmas bonus should be taxable.
Christmas bonus, it depends on the company policy. It depends on the company policy, but a reasonableness, like reasonableness should tell us that, hey, please, as HR professional, well, even the lady using Evans, I'll come to you. You have to read your question. Let me finish with Esther. So, Esther, you
Say.
want to actually motivate someone or appreciate someone's effort after 365 solid days of the person working for you. And as an HR manager, you want to tax the person on it. Esther,
Say.
you know we have I'm coming. You know we have different managers. If I am the
Yes.
one in charge of company HR policies, I will be like, no, we shouldn't tax them. What if we give them
They did
rice? Are
some
we
to
going to tax
us.
the rice? We are not going to tax the rice. So if we are not going to
I'm
tax
not.
the rice, and the rice is, let's say, 100 cedis, then we should just give the 100 cedis to them. So maybe after taxation, then you get your gross, and then you make a column in your Excel sheet and be like, maybe extrinsic motivation or Christmas bonus. Then you run the outcome will be
Okay.
the net. You get it?
Yes, sir.
So
But
the
last
lady
year they
using
taxed us on
Evans
Christmas
Accord,
bonus.
I saw. That is why I am saying it's company policy. It's company policy.
Okay. Okay, I guess you.
So it's relative. It's relative. So the lady using Evans Accord, I'm trying to see the message box, the chat box. Hey, unless I do full screen now. Can you please read your question? I'm not finding my chat box.
Sir, I'm asking that as HR personnel. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm asking that as HR
I can hear
personnel,
you.
whose interest should we protect most or more? Is it the employees or the company?
A very good question. A very good question. We should try and establish a balance. In as much as we are trying to actually serve our paymasters, we are also trying to seek the welfare of the employees. You know, we are the mouthpiece of these employees, right? Sometimes we just have to try and then achieve a balance. You cannot be for one against the other, and you cannot be for one against the other. So let me give you a clear example. Assuming you are the human resource director of a company, you go for board meetings, and then the board is saying that, this time around we are paying too much salaries, we are not actually getting a lot in terms of profits, or yes, our return on investment is not equating to what we are paying, and we think that the problem is from salaries, so we are going to cut salaries by 5%. Hey, HR, are you going to sit down for them to cut salaries by 5%? No, me, if I am the HR, I'm not going to agree to that. Maybe we can make some adjustments. Maybe yearly we make an increment of 2%. Then we'll be like, okay, this year we are not going to give the 2% increment. You get what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Evans Akko, can
But
you hear me?
yes, sir.
Yes,
But
me,
sir,
if I am in the
the
boardroom,
truth is,
I am not
if you
because I'm coming. Because to cut down salaries, it's a greater demotivation factor. You assuming you are taking 1,005, HR goes for board meeting, comes back and be like, oh, okay, so things are not going well in the company, so now we are going to give everybody 700 cedis. Trust me, the next day 50% will stop the job. Evans, put yourself in this position. Are you going back to the job? If it is me, trust me, I will not go back to the job. How are you going to cut my salary? If I have done something wrong and you want to punish me by maybe charging me for the cost of damages, then that is fine. But just to go and be like, things are not going well, so we are cutting salaries. No. So if I am the HR, I will stand. That is what I'm saying, that sometimes we have to try and achieve a balance. Achieving a balance means that today you be for the employees, tomorrow you actually give way for certain things. You get it? So assuming that every December we share rice, the rice is costing us 2.5 million Ghana cedis. Things are not going well in the company. Board of directors say that, Charlie, this year December we are not sharing rice. Oh. We are not sharing rice. And as an HR person, at that point you have to reason with them, because even with or without the rice, your people are still going to celebrate the Christmas. But to tell me that you are going to give me rice December and cut my salary January, no. Then the board will fire me that day. No, I'm not going to allow that. Is that okay?
Yes,
Eh,
sir. But
yes, sir.
sometimes
Evans
when you are
Alcohol, is that
trying
okay?
to, yes, so I'm saying that sometimes when you are trying to explain certain things to the employees, they will be like you are siding with the company. You are trying to be biased because you are the HR. You want to go in for the company. But when you go for these meetings too and you're trying to speak for the employee, the board will think you are more to the employee side than
You are
to
against
them.
them.
So yeah, so you are torn in between them. You don't know where to be as a nature. You
Yes,
yourself, you're not even protecting your own interest. It becomes difficult to lead them.
exactly.
Then you
That is
have to
what I am
be
saying, that
neutral.
in all things, try to achieve a balance. Okay. So time is time is not on our side. I see Clement and then Esther. Clement, make it short for me, okay? And then Esther too. Short, then we go.
Okay, so my question is
Clement,
it- yes, sir.
I can hear you.
Okay, it's
Clement, I can hear you.
in your, so let's assume you are working with a company who give you a contract, and then in the contract, they stated that they will increase your salary after every year. And then maybe this particular year, your company told you that he's struggling with finance issues. So you should hold on with your salary increment for the first quarter. He won't be able to increase your salary. And whenever he decides to increase, is it in the company's right that he has to pay the previous month that he hasn't increased? He was not able to increase. Is it good that you emphasize on that point that he has to pay back, or they just start or whatever they increase the salary?
Okay. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your question. So this is what I will say. A contract is a binding agreement between two parties which has a legal force, right? So you, the HR, you sat down with your employees and you told them that, okay, so this year, maybe first quarter, things are not going well. We are not going to pay. At the meeting, Clement, if you are in the meeting, you have to actually get the basis right. Ask questions. Okay, so now that you are not paying, are you going to pay in the subsequent quarter when things become better? Right? There should be an agreement to the modification of the contract. Maybe not just verbal agreements, maybe something on paper. I know verbal agreements sometimes bind, but the HRs, they actually use it. They'll be like, oh, Menkayo, I don't remember. I don't even remember I said this. I have similar experience with it. You get it? So at the point when there is a modification of the contract, the terms of the contract, right? Ask explicit questions. Don't leave it vague for the HRs, because if you leave it for them, some of the HRs, they are fearous. They even fear their employees. They cannot actually bargain on your behalf. So once they be like, okay, Naomi, this time around we couldn't pay, so we cannot pay for the second quarter. We are now actually even reviving. The one who does not want to work should go. That is Ghana for you. You get it? The HR also be thinking about her own job security and will come and communicate that, oh, we didn't even agree anything. Oh, we only said it, but you don't worry. Next quarter, next quarter, next quarter. By the time you realize they won't pay, what can you do? If you have money for legal fees, you won't be working for them and be taking 5,600 or 7,000. Clement, you understand what I'm trying to say? Clement, Clement, are you there?
Yeah, I've
It seems
gotten it.
Clement
Yeah,
is not here.
thank you.
Yes. So
No, the
ask
network.
ask
I've
explicit
heard you.
questions. Okay, now we move to Esther. Esther, sorry for the delay. Your question. Time is not on our side. Your question. Esther Quarantine, your question, please. Esther, I think Esther is not
Sir,
available.
please,
Let's
I'm
continue.
okay.
Now let's look at.
I don't have any question.
Okay, then your hands are still up. So now let's focus on the characteristics of conflict. They are saying that two parties, two or more parties are involved, right? The conflict you have with your own mind is not the one we are talking about. So two or more parties are usually involved in the conflict. They could be individuals, they could be group or teams, and then they could be what? Also, conflicting objectives, goals, or opinions. Organizational conflict often occurs when individuals have different what? Objectives, when expectations are not the same, and then when opinions what? Clash. So we are saying that even though people may be working towards the same organizational goal, they may disagree on how to achieve that goal. And this could actually lead to what? Conflict. So one of the characteristics, if you are asked, of conflict is that usually it emanates from conflicting objectives, goals, and opinion. It involves two or more people. And then also it actually arises from sudden and unplanned events. So most conflicts in organizations occur suddenly, spontaneous, and they are not planned. So Clement, assuming you are going to work tomorrow is Sunday. So Monday, do you have in your mind that you are going to face conflict with your director? No. You don't even know what is going to happen on Monday morning. Right, Doreen? You don't even know what is going to happen with your salespeople Monday. You go to work with a clean mind, but unbeknownst to you, boom, there will be an issue that we can term as what? Conflict. So one of the characteristics of conflict is that it's a sudden and then unplanned event. Are we okay? Okay, then we can say that conflict is expressed through behavior. Conflict is expressed through behavior. Conflict is not hidden. It's usually expressed through behavior such as what? Attitude, our conduct and our actions, and then our verbal expressions. Sometimes the conflict over conflict is, and then we tend to say certain things. I know sales, Doreen, you have an experience with that. Sales people, you are suffering. Oh, these people, may God hold your heart. The way some of these sales
Amen.
agents treat us,
Amen.
it's not good. So yes, sometimes someone will just sell something low price without even asking. It's like, oh madam, last year you was 50 Ghana. Oh. If you don't know ask, they will go and sell it 50 Ghana. No about that. So conflict disrupts the smooth flow of work. The smooth flow of work. So finance and HR. I don't know for the companies you work, but finance and HR, usually there is a coordination for payroll administration. Usually there is a coordination for payroll administration. So if the two heads of the such department are into conflict regarding what? The tax issue that one lady raised, the Christmas issues, the Christmas bonuses, should they be taxable? Right? So HR is saying that, oh, for the welfare of the people, I didn't apply tax on Christmas bonuses. When you go to finance, that is where they go and bring their ACCA book and tell you that gifts and donations are taxable, right? Gifts and donations are taxable. So this one you see that there's going to be conflict in ideas. Conflict in ideas. So my candid advice to you, whether being an HR or a manager or a sales director, once there is conflict in ideology, please refer to the company policy. Please refer to the company policy. So with this issue I'm talking about, the clash between the HR and then the finance and payroll. When we revert, when we revert to the company policies, we might find out that it is stated explicitly that Christmas bonuses are not taxable. then with that one we can solve the conflict. But at the point that the conflict has not been solved, the flow of work will be disrupted. Assuming pay has to hit account on 26th, HR sends the payroll on 25th, no 24th. Finance checks it on 25th. Finance is having an issue with taxability of what? Rewards. How is the money going to hit the account on 26th for employees to smile? Doreen, how is the money going to hit the account? Until it's solved,
Sir, please, I
HR
didn't
is
really
not
get what you
clearing.
said.
Okay, I am saying that back to the taxability or the taxability of Christmas bonuses. HR and finance, they coordinate for payroll, right? So when HR was preparing the payroll, they didn't tax Christmas bonus. That means the people are getting the 100 Ghana, 100 Ghana. Fine. If the payroll gets finance checks and be like, Madam HR, why didn't you tax the Christmas bonuses? Because maybe according to ACC or ICAG convention number, this. Rewards, bonuses, deemed Christmas, whatever, are supposed to be taxed. They are supposed to be taxed. Now you didn't tax it. Now there is a conflict in what? Ideology or the application of ideas. And I am giving an advice that if you find yourself in such a situation, please revert to the company policies. What actually the company says about such issues. But until you have reverted and then resolved the issue, workflow is stagnated. So assuming that the pay is supposed to hit employee account on 26th, HR prepares the payroll on 24th, finance 25th. Now finance check and there is an issue regarding taxability of Christmas bonuses. How is finance going to clear the payroll for the money to hit the account on 26th? As we are talking, it's December. Employees are waiting for their money. Is the flow of work not disrupted?
Sir,
Sorry.
yes, it's disrupted.
Yes,
Hello,
it
sir.
is it's disrupted. So always let's revert to company policies or higher authority for clarification, right? So one extra characteristics of the conflict is that it usually comes with opposing views. Back to what I said, HR is saying it's taxable, HR is saying it's non-taxable, finance is saying that it's taxable. So that is where the conflict in ideology or application of theories will actually what emanate. Okay. So who was asking that? Am I actually following the book or something? Was it Gifty or something? Or Doreen?
That was me.
Sir,
Gifty.
please, it's not me.
Gifty.
I was
Gifty Abu.
Evans Apple. Evans, yeah, are you enjoying the class?
Yeah, so it's good.
Yes. If you read directly from the book, you are going to see keywords. They are not going to give you the explanations you are getting. It's always advisable that you have the book, right? But in as much as you have online, we give you the simplest form of what uh explanation so that when it drops in your exams, you can cite the example. When the marker sees it, it's like, oh, okay, this is an application of what we are actually what teaching, right? And you'll be good to go. What time are we closing?
1:30.
Okay, so we are almost done. So now let's come
One
to the
third.
structural
One
causes of
thirty.
Hey, Hilda, all throughout you told me your network is not good. But when it got to the closing time, you got network. Hey, Hilda.
Hey, it's not true. I never said
Okay,
anything like that.
let's go to the let's go to the structural causes of conflict. One, specialization. One, specialization. Specialization occurs when different departments focus on different aspects of the same final product or service. Oh, okay, Hilda, sorry. Because each unit specializes in a particular role, one unit depends on another to achieve the final outcome. Conflict may arise when one unit is dissatisfied with the performance of another. The problem is that the dissatisfied unit cannot easily perform the task itself because it lacks the required expertise. This dependence makes conflict almost inevitable. It's long. So this is an example I am giving. The assembling department fails to follow the specification provided by the product design unit. So this is with production. When both departments fail to compromise, conflict arises. So you, the assembling department, we are saying that the object that you are cutting, cut it in a V shape. That is the instructional. Cut it in the V shape so that the product design people can actually do whatever they want to do with it. Now you go and cut the thing in a square form. What should the product design people do with it? They cannot do anything with it. They cannot work with it. So they depend on you, but you actually fail them. So there is a tendency that they will do what? Conflict. Doreen, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
No, sir, I don't get that bit.
Okay.
Sir, can you
Now,
explain that part of it?
attitude. Guilty. Okay, so let me give you a candid example. I'm saying that let's assume we are
Sir, please, your line
manufacturing,
is
let's
going up
say
and down.
BMW. Oh, sorry. Let's assume we are into what? Manufacturing of cars, right? You know, one unit is not going to one unit is not going to be responsible for all. Someone will do maybe the bonnet, someone will fix the engine, someone will do the windscreen and stuff. Now, the product design people, they are at the end. They are saying that, oh, assembling department, please, when you are doing the doors, now cut it in a V shape, right? So that we can insert so that everything will be okay. Now you go and do a round or a square shaping and you go and give it to the product design people. Can they work with it?
No, sir.
Gifty,
No.
they cannot work with it. So once they cannot work with it, certainly there will be confrontation from top level, manager to manager. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one. So I'm just giving you the structural causes of conflict. The first one is specialization. The second one is the scarcity of what? Resources. We are saying that scarcity of resources means that available resources are limited. Available resources are limited. And then the common scarce resources may include the money, the time, the skilled what? Labor. So when resources are scarce, one department's attempt to achieve a goal may undermine another department's. You are let's say let's go back to HR wants to make the people happy. So HR wants to organize let's say every Friday we have an event. We have an event. We actually cook for employees. We have fun, something like fun games on Fridays. You know, we are operating within budget constraints. Now, finance is also saying that the printer in their office, the ink is finished. So we have to buy what? The new ink. We go to the general manager and be like, okay, I want to buy the ink. Someone also wants to have what? A party. Everyone is trying to achieve their own interest or secure their own what? Interest. Once there is a clash of interest, then there is what? There is conflict. Is that okay, Doreen and Gifty and the whole class?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So I have given you two. No, I've given you three or two. So let's go to the next one. Roles and expectations. Roles and expectations. We are saying that in large organizations, employees are assigned to specific departments. Then each department has defined functions. Employees are actually what? Recruited based on relevant qualifications and then experience, right? So the roles and responsibilities are usually clearly stated in the appointment letters, their job description, or the organizational policy document. So how is conflict going to arise in such a situation? Conflict is going to arise when an employee or unit perform duties outside their assigned role. Housekeeping manager, what is your role in payroll administration? How can housekeeping manager be in his office and say that I tapped into the email and I have actually created an Excel sheet and then I have also generated my own payroll? Housekeeping manager, Doreen, sales director, what is your role in company financial statement analysis? With this one, I don't know if you understand. Obi say look faces, right? So such actions interfere with the objectives of what? Of one unit. It's surely going to lead to conflict. It's just like you want to tell the HR department that they are incompetent or what? So when there is such an issue, then surely there is going to be what? Conflict. An example is a sales manager performing the role of a production manager. Doreen, sales manager, what are you doing with production? You are a sales manager, you go to the production department and you start giving instructions. That shouldn't be the case. But should that be the case, then surely there is going to be conflict. Okay. So this is the summary I am giving. We are saying that organizational conflict often arises from structural issues such as what? Specialization and limited what? Resources. While these factors help organization functions. Okay, Raymond. Okay, so Raymond, listen to me. While these factors help organizations functions, they can also create tension when properly managed. So the key from all what we have discussed today is that what I want you to take is that when you get to the top, know when to communicate, how to communicate. Change your name to Doreen. Know when to communicate, and then what? How to communicate. When we do this and we apply reasonableness, conflict has a tendency of being what? Minimized in the organization. Thank you all for coming. Have a blessed day. Doreen, if you have any questions, let me know. Doreen, Rahel,
Sir,
Esther.
Thank
did you
you.
sleep
Thank
and
you.
dream of me today? Because
No question, sir.
You didn't use my name for
Someone is
sir,
asking, please, who is saying, did you sleep and do what?
sir, it's me.
Doreen, you know why I'm mentioning your name? It's your name that is
No,
on my
sir.
screen. Right now, I see Rahel, Gifty, Hilda, Doreen, Esther, and 27 others.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's
Bernard.
yourself.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Mina, thank you for enjoying my class. I guess you all enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
enjoyed
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
But I prefer the book
Okay,
the most.
I go and be good leaders. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Doreen, what do you say?
Hey, Randy.
Also, you know, also,